100 years ago, if you were to drive 15 miles outside of Sarasota, Florida, you would have seen nothing but farmland, pastures, and cattle. Florida was the number 2 beef-producing state in the United States 100 years ago. Today, 15 miles outside of Sarasota, you will find ranches, but there's no longer cattle in most of them. It's Lakewood Ranch, housing developments. It is Palmer Ranch, housing developments. If you go 12 miles north of Lakewood Ranch, you have North River Ranch. You have lots of ranches. But the word cracker, it's the sound of a bullwhip cracking the morning air. It's a sound of endearment. It's a term of endearment. If you're called a cracker and you're a local resident as a Floridian, you're proud to be called a cracker because it means you've been here. This is your state. You're not one of these transplants from somewhere else. And today I want to focus on the word ranch and just 2 in particular, Lakewood Ranch and Palmer Ranch. Is there a better? Is there a best? You're going to have to decide that for yourself. Let me give you some facts to help you make your decision. If you Google best-selling multi-generational communities in the United States, it's going to take you to Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Now, Lakewood Ranch is not its own township. Part of it is in Sarasota. Part of it is in Bradenton. University Boulevard divides the 2. You've got 33,000 acres, 18,000 homes, and 42,000 residents over the last 20 to 25 years. Basically, the same builders have been building in Lakewood Ranch and Palmer Ranch. Lots and lots of options. They have 55 plus communities. Not everyone that's 55 or older wants to be in a 55 plus community, but if you do, Lakewood Ranch and Palmer Ranch have some great options. They have their own activities directors in most cases. They focus heavy on the amenities, and they've got something going most every week that's special, out of the ordinary. Lakewood Ranch works real hard to keep that country feel. They have things like the Sunday Farmers Market, really quaint, lots of variety, a nice country feel. You've got polo matches. People come from all over the world to watch and participate in the polo matches. We as Americans don't have that option in very many places, but you have it in Lakewood Ranch. Now, one of the nicer places in Lakewood Ranch, it's up and coming, is one of the newer developments. It's called Waterside Place. It's currently being built out, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's on 36-acre peninsula, and it has outdoor cafes, it has restaurants, it has players theater, it has live shows, it has boutiques. Just really, really exquisite. Large body of water, beautiful homes. The peninsula, they've really accented it very, very well. Waterside is a place that you're going to want to put on your short list if you're coming down here looking for housing in Lakewood Ranch today. Now, since COVID, I have to tell you that home prices in Lakewood Ranch have taken a kangaroo-sized jump. So you've got the average price, list price of a single-family home in the Sarasota part of Lakewood Ranch is going to put you close to $875,000. Townhomes are listing on the average of $311,000, and condos are listing around the average of $257,000. So you've got some options there. Just common sense would tell you that a lot of people are struggling to get into that $875,000 range. So condos and villas, paired villas, have become more and more popular, especially for someone who's coming down in the snowbird category among the 3.5 million that are coming down here in January, February, March. And those condos, villas, they rent well. They're finished off nicely. You're going to have anywhere from 1,600 to 2,000, 2,200 square feet in some of them. And they're very, very nice options. And you cut down about $500,000 between that high-end single-family residence in Lakewood Ranch all the way down to the condo. So it gives you some options, and there's lots in between. So Lakewood Ranch is east of 75. Palmer Ranch is west of 75. 75, obviously, it's a north and south corridor. It goes right down through Florida, and you're going to end up eventually in Venice. Palmer Ranch is an older community than Lakewood Ranch and smaller. So you've got 6,000 acres in Palmer Ranch. You've got 33,000 acres in Lakewood Ranch. Lakewood Ranch has that country feel, as I mentioned earlier. 40% of Lakewood Ranch's 48 square mile territory is preserve land. So it's going to remain that green feel, that country feel, that wild Florida look. Very attractive. Palmer Ranch, closer to the beach, a huge advantage for Palmer Ranch. Closer to the beaches, especially Siesta Key Beach, Longboat Key, all that stuff. So keep that in mind. Palmer Ranch, biggest advantage, closest to the beach. Lakewood Ranch, you're going to have a little bit more options. They're going to be closer to some good golf and a little bit more of a country feel. Because Palmer Ranch is closer to downtown Sarasota, I'd say that the shopping advantages are going to go to Palmer Ranch. Very quaint downtown shopping opportunities. Very nice restaurant selections in downtown Sarasota. The boat club is downtown Sarasota. You're going to have central access to 30-mile-long paved trail called the Legacy Trail. It goes all the way from Sarasota, 30 miles south to Venice. Great options. You can't take a motorized vehicle there unless it's an electric bike. So electric bike, electric scooters, electric skateboards, they're very popular these days. Palmer Ranch has over 30 neighborhoods, most of which have a community pool, clubhouse, and amenity center. If you are a golfer, Palmer Ranch is going to put you in very nice, close proximity to some of the older clubs like the Founders Club, Sarasota Country Club. You're also in Lakewood Ranch, you're going to have lots of golf options as well. In fact, if you're a golfer, you may want to take a look at my 2 videos that I've done. 6 months ago, I did one on the top 10 golf communities in Sarasota. Just a couple of weeks ago, I put out a new one and expanded that to 14, giving a little bit more detail. So you can go on Golf Premier Sarasota and take a peek at those 2 videos if you want more details on the golf. Talon Preserve, Legacy Estates, and Esplanade are being actively built out in Palmer Ranch right now, 2023. If you like to play where you live and live where you play, let me tell you, personally, I know it's very subjective, so forgive me for being too personal here, but I would say Esplanade does amenities and that high activity directorship and keeping the activities before the community. No one does it quite as good or better than Esplanade. So you've got Esplanade and then you've got Esplanade at Azario, but one is kind of like the mother and the other daughter is just a little bit smaller, but you've got those communities. Options are very, very good. So if you're in the golfing world, Palmer Ranch offers Prestantia, Stony Brook Golf and Country Club, and the Oaks. Those would be some of the semi or private clubs that you could look into and have some really good golf options there. Basically, the same builders have gone through Palmer Ranch, they've gone to Lakewood Ranch. Some are custom builders, some are production builders, but they're going to give you the same options. Single family residence, condominiums, some called carriage houses, villas. You're going to have lots of options there, and it's going to be well within your range. A little bit cheaper in Palmer Ranch. You're going to have an average single family home is going to cost you about $635,000 there. If you're going to go on the condominium and the villa route, you're going to, for a condominium, you're going to pay about $250,000. And if it's a villa, it's going to be about $334,000. So you've got a little bit of a price variation between Lakewood Ranch, but keep in mind, Lakewood Ranch now has the tag as the #1 most sought after community according to Siri, where we started this video. That has a price tag. Let me see if I can point out a little bit of advantages in both. If you want some close shopping, the UTC Mall, you're going to be better off if you're located in Lakewood Ranch. It's going to put you real close to 75 and right on University, where 75 and University intersect. You've got the UTC Town Center Mall. If you want access to both the Sarasota Airport or the Tampa Airport, Lakewood Ranch is going to give you the advantage. If you want closer access to the beach, a little bit less traffic, Palmer Ranch is going to give you the advantage. Palmer Ranch will put you closer to all of those: Siesta Key, Longboat Key, St. Armand Circle, Anna Maria Island. The Moat Aquarium is now out in that direction, but the Moat Aquarium is going to be relocated. It's being built out right now. It'll take the next 2 years to do it, but the Moat Aquarium is going to be right there at the UTC location. St. Armand Circle has tremendously nice boutique shopping. It has really quaint restaurants. You can eat one place and go get dessert at another if you choose just to change tables. That Legacy Trail, huge attraction, finished off not too long ago, and it's really a really nice touch because it gives people a lot of options to walk, ride. You just can't get a car on there, even though it's wide enough that you could drive a vehicle down through there. You're going to have great school options. Sarasota offers the 5th best schools in the state of Florida, but rather than take my word for it, I would encourage you to get on the website, do your own research. SarasotaCountySchools.com will give you a lot more information than I can give you. ManateeSchools.net/Lakewood Lakewood Ranch will also give you some options there. They have some private schools, and they have just a really, really good option for education. Well-respected blue ribbon schools throughout the state of Florida. Before you make a life-changing decision like buying a primary residence, moving from one state to another, spending $300 to $1.3 million, you just want to make sure that you have your crosshairs on the target that you want to hit, and you want to be fully cocked and fully loaded, and I can help you get there. So I appreciate it very much when you watch the video all the way through. If it raised any questions or concerns, I would appreciate it if you would just hit that information right there. Give me a call, shoot me an email, hit the notification bell, because that will alert you every time I put out a YouTube. Brent Haggerty, Gulf Premier Sarasota, and I hope to hear from you real soon.